is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap that like button for me, and also make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I only post when I feel cute. I don't have a post schedule, so if you want to be here when I post a video, please make sure you guys hit that bell. I do drag stuff, music videos, original music, reactions and reviews of music and television that has changed my life for the better, and Wonder Woman is definitely part of that experience. I was so excited to spend my Christmas waiting for this. I was even more excited when they gave us that short little clip of the first intro of like the first 3 minutes. It was so good, and I love that we got to go back to the Amazon women land. I missed it so much. I always said back in the original movie with Gal Gadot, I was living like for that whole first 30 minutes. And what is it called? Thresmia or something like that. And I know there's a place, and it's called where the Amazon women all live. That place is like, I see it in my dreams. It's just so beautiful. Like, they train so hard and they work so hard to be like these warrior Amazon, like, beautiful goddesses, and I could just feel like their radiant female energy on that little planet, and I live for it. And I was so glad, even though it was only a little bit of time in the beginning of this movie, I was so glad we got to go back there and just get a little taste of it again. And then we went ahead and it started the film, and it was really, really, really good. There were so many surprises. Like, for instance, I just thought we were gonna have Kristen Wiig as the villain. I didn't think we were gonna have a whole nother villain, which brought in a whole nother storyline and a whole nother things to teach you. I cried so much. It was just like, it was definitely like a whirlwind, universal world experience. There was so much that happened in the movie that it's like relatable to what goes on in the world today. And it was also like really scary just to see like the ending and everything with all like the nuclear attacks and all that. It's almost like you wonder what something like that would be like, and movies and television kind of give you like that idea that basically what it might look like, and it scares you. They gave you a pretty good outline of what it was going to look like, but most importantly, we got to see so many things. Like, for instance, the invisible jet. We got to see her flying. Like, this movie introduced so many of the classic elements of Wonder Woman, whereas we got so used to like all of the new Gal Gadot stuff, and we love her for it. But we got so used to all the new stuff that it was really cute for them to bring back some of the old stuff, like from like, because I know a lot of people watch the Wonder Woman show from back in the day, and even in the cartoon and stuff, we all know about the invisible jet. We all know that she can fly and stuff, and it's really cool. I think they kind of do the same thing like in the Avengers and Marvel series. Like, they take their time to like introduce things, and I noticed they even did that with Kristen Wiig. I was like, okay, like I know she's the character, evil character, I know she's a cheetah, and I know I've like seen pictures of what cheetah looks like from like comic book research and stuff like that, because I like get really into this, and I had seen a picture of cheetah when I was researching Wonder Woman villains like years ago when the first original Wonder Woman came out, and they literally just like, they took their time to like make it tell a story as to how she gets to look that way and how she gets to act that way and be that way. And I have to say, for Kristen Wiig, that transition of who she was in the beginning of her character up until the end was just like phenomenal. Like, and I was shocked by it only because she's really known for comedy, and it's not that I didn't believe that she could do the crossover. I just thought that this was a big crossover. Like, how could we ever take her seriously as like a villain when she's known for so much of the comedy stuff? But no, she definitely proved me wrong. And when she finally became Cheetah at the end, I was living. I think that end battle scene between those two was absolutely iconic. The themes, everything that they teach you as to why the people are making their wishes, as to why certain people are the way they are, it just really, really like was beautiful. And then of course our girl Wonder Woman was the first one to give her wish back, and I think she was setting a great example for everyone, for the rest of the world. It was a lot of things happening, but all in all, you know, you guys know I always have to come here and just give my 2 cents. Like, I don't even know if these are actual, like, real, like, reviews. I'm just basically telling you all of everything I felt about the movie and its highs and its lows. And there aren't a lot of lows. I really was feeling all of the movie. It was the perfect 2 hours. It was just, like, lots of, like I said, they gave you the invisible jet. They gave you the flying. Somewhere during the movie, I have to say most of my tears came from, you know, just that whole scene of her, I was gonna say, the whole scene of her losing her man, again, was sad, obviously. And, like, just the whole idea of, like, she can have so much and be so powerful and be so beautiful, but not have that gentleman by her side like she wants to. It just really, really made me sad. But also, I wasn't a huge fan of like their reasoning of like Chris Pine being back in the movie. Like, I thought it was a kind of a cheap effect to be like, oh, okay, I wish he can be here, and then he's in someone else's body. Like, I don't know. I thought that was a little like, we could have done without Chris Pine maybe, and we could have done like a new gentleman caller perhaps, or maybe just focus on saving the world and being a hot ass like Wonder Woman. Like, we might not even need a love interest in the movie, but I am glad they put it in there regardless of how they kind of slipped it in, because it's so funny, because that was like one of the main questions when we first saw him in the trailer it felt like years ago when they when they released the trailer. We're all like, oh, how is he in it? And then like, of course, like it's like something like this, like he was just like wished back, and you almost immediately can tell that like we're not gonna be able to like see him again. So maybe that's the end of him. I mean, there's no way they can be like a third movie and then like he gets wished back. Like, there's no way that could happen. So at least in this way, it's like we feel like we're good with him now. So like he got his 2 movies in, so we can maybe move on to like her really finding, like, well, she did at the end of it really meet that guy in the snow, so it really did give you that idea that like she was gonna move on as far as her love life. So maybe she will continue to move on, and that's what I wanted for her from the get-go. It's kind of sad that she like was still hung up on Steve, was his name, this whole movie, Chris Pine, because he really was gone, and she realized that towards the end. I think that's why she kind of like renounced the wish. She was like, oh, like you already were gone, I already did say goodbye to you, and you know, that wish was a little bit selfish, and she realized that. But I wonder, let me know also, like, in the comments down below, like, because I love, like, the comic books, and, like, how, I never read them, but I love when people know them, like, more than me. So, like, if you have read Wonder Woman comic books, or anything, like, with Cheetah in it, let me know if, like, these stories are similar as to how they became what they became, or, like, is Steve in any of the Wonder Woman comic books? I know Cheetah is, so, like, I sometimes don't know, like, what was taken from the comic books, what was taken from the director's mind, what was taken from the, you know what I mean? Like, what was real, what was from the past, but I like to know and see how they put it together. But mainly, I love when they do take the stuff from the comic books. I think that that's where some of the best ideas come from, is some of those original ideas. But last but not least, one of my favorite parts about this whole movie was definitely the soundtrack, and it being Hans Zimmer being the composer. If you don't know who that is, he's done like the background music to Inception and Dark Knight trilogy, directed by Christopher Nolan. There's different kind of Batman movies and stuff like that. He's done all of those sounds for like the background music. He also did like one of the first ones he did was the Gladiator soundtrack in 2000, and all those are just iconic. He just does like amazing scores that like filter in through your body and just like make you feel amazing. And music is so much to me, and it's very passionate to me, and I do a lot of music reactions here, and movies it's the same thing for me. And I think what ends up happening is like almost an overload when Hans Zimmer is the musical composer of a movie that I'm watching, because I'm like feeling the movie, feeling the acting, feeling the actors, the plot, and then on top of that in the background are like the strings of Hans Zimmer, and it's just like, it's a lot. So I guess they mean to do that. It gives me like an emotional reaction for the film, because I definitely felt so many different parts, like the whole storyline of the other male villain and his son and all that was like, I was like crying. Like, they really made me feel for him and feel for his selfishness, and a lot of different emotions with that storyline. And I gotta say, the music definitely helped with it, because it's just like amazing soundtrack in the background. But anyway, overall, literally like 5 stars. I love that always at the end of these superhero movies, if anything, I feel like a lot of kids end up seeing them, or like younger people end up seeing them more than anything. And I think it's so good and perfect that they end up leaving like these superhero movies with a message ending in like love and trust and trueness. Like, that's what I love about these movies, is that there's like all these fighting, all these amazing scenes, amazing special effects, but at the end of the day, what they always try to tell you is that all these powers, all these amazing special moves and all that would not be possible if there wasn't like love and trueness in your heart. And I love that message. I love that they spread it. I love that she spreads it. And as a superhero, it's just amazing, especially as like a female superhero. And then that final costume with the wings and everything and the gold, oh, I was living. It was like one of my favorite costumes, definitely in a like a superhero movie. But let me know in the comments down below what your favorite like Marvel or DC Comics superhero movies are. I love it. I know she is like, you know, you don't think that that's my thing, but it is my thing. Like, I will literally stay up all night watching all the Avengers movies and putting things together and researching comics and all that. So let me know if it's one of your favorite things to do. If you're a fan of this type of stuff, I'd love you to be part of my channel. Slap that like button, subscribe, and also make sure you guys hit the notification bells. That way you do not miss a video. I could probably talk about this movie for hours, but I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas for anyone who's watching this on Christmas with me. And yeah, I'm probably gonna go hop on live and say a bunch of cute things to you guys too, to anyone who doesn't have anyone to spend time with this Christmas. I wanted to go on live for you guys, so I'm gonna do that in a little bit. So hopefully I'll see some of you there, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.